Yo, what's up, Cancer? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of June 2018. Cancer, a lot of important astrology happening once again this month. We've got a new moon mid-month, and then we have Neptune, which is going to go retrograde, and then Mars is going retrograde, and then the Sun is going to be in an area for you, Cancer, throughout the month of June 2018. It's a very mystical area, so being that you are watching an astrology video right now, this is really what the position of the sun throughout the month of June 2018. The sun in this area of the sky has to do with this sort of thing. It has to do with the esoteric arts. It has to do with astrology, numerology, and tarot. So you're going to be a lot more involved in these types of things throughout the month of June 2018, or you're going to have more of a fascination for these sort of things. Now, for others of you, this might be more about your need to get rest. So, some of you work really hard. Potentially, a lot of you are working really long hours, and you might need to just get some rest. And the sun is going to shift into your sign on June 21st, and this is a time for new beginnings for you. This is a time for a fresh start. And there's going to be more of a focus on you because this is the area that has to do with self. It's the first house. So you'll see that following June 21st. But those are the main themes for you, Cancer, for the month of June 2018. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological events that are set to occur this month and what they mean for you. Right off the bat, on June 1st, Venus is in your sign, and it's positively aspecting Jupiter, which is retrograding. So, talk about being magnetic. When you have Venus in your sign, that really makes you magnetic and attractive. And its positive angle to Jupiter could suggest some sort of true love situation in your life. So, especially if you're single, well, the Jupiter being in this area of true love for you, this has to do with, Jupiter is all about foreign cultures and people who are from backgrounds that are different from yours. So, potentially, Cancer, for some of you, your true love could be somebody who comes from a cultural background that's different from yours. So, obviously that's not going to apply to all Cancers. For you Cancers who are coupled up, potentially this would be a good time for you and your significant other to go somewhere far away. Now, if that's not possible, then this might have to do with spiritual experiences. So, maybe you and your significant other can enlighten yourselves spiritually together, or, you should maybe get involved with, something that's culturally enriching. On June 6th, Mercury will aspect Neptune. So, this is a highly spiritual time for you, Cancer. The area where Mercury is a spiritual area. And the area where Neptune is a spiritual area. So, you have these two planets, and, two of the areas where the planets are in spiritual places. And then Neptune is the planet of spirituality. So, this is a spiritually enlightening time for you, Cancer. And for others of you, this might have to do with, I'm not saying all of you have the opportunity to go somewhere far away, but if you do, then, maybe you should grab that opportunity. If not, this is more about an ethereal journey. This is more about spiritual experiences. This is more about mystical experiences, but it's going to resonate differently for all of you. On June 8th, Mars will aspect retrograding Saturn, which is in your sector of relationship. And this, this speaks to long-term relationship, and where Mars is, it's more about the union, the shared resource type of thing. So, this says that there is some sort of important alliance that you can form with somebody in your life. For some of you, it has to do with relationship. For others of you, it might have to do more with like business partnership, or, maybe for some of you, it's both. Somehow, for a few of you, there might be an important event that has to do with a contract in your life. That's pretty specific. Obviously, that's not going to resonate like that for all of you. For others of you, this might have to do with a shared resource situation. So it's going to resonate differently for all of you, but look out for that one on June 8th. And then June 13th, there's a new moon in this very mystical area for you. So, new mystical experiences coming down the pike in the 6 months that follow June 13th. So, the new moon's going to hit on June 13th. And now all of a sudden the 6 months that follow June 13th, potentially, some new spiritual information is coming in. You're maybe developing your spiritual abilities more following the 6 months that follow June 13th. You're acquiring more spiritual knowledge. And like I said, for others of you, this might be more about the need to get rest. It's like some of you work really hard and some of you work long hours. Some of you are in the office a lot. You're in the office late a lot, and potentially you just need to just focus on yourself and have some time for yourself. So this new moon on June 13th might be like a signal saying, hey, you maybe should try to get some more time for yourself. On June 16th, Uranus will aspect Neptune, and this is connecting with somebody, like I said, especially for you Cancers who are single. You really have the opportunity to connect with somebody who's from a cultural background that's different from yours. So, I mean, you really, especially for you single Cancers, if you are looking for, someone to be with, then, potentially someone who's from a cultural background that's different from yours, potentially somebody who comes from a prominent heritage of some sort, that would be your best match. And the fact that Neptune is making this angle to Uranus on June 16th, well, this speaks of some of you being able to make a connection with this person somewhere on social media, potentially. Now, this is a very spiritual connection, potentially, too, like maybe potentially like a soulmate type of thing, because I'm going to jump to numerology real quick here, which I don't talk about numerology much in my videos because I try to keep it astrology oriented, but June 16th, 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 is the number of spirituality. So, whoever you're connecting with on social media, potentially this could be a highly spiritual connection for some of you. On June 18th, Neptune will begin to retrograde. It's going to retrograde until November 24th. And this is the review of spiritual information. And it's interesting where Neptune is for you because, like I said, there's more than one part of the sky that has to do with spiritual awakening. And where Neptune is, this is more about the seen, like the more visible type of spirituality, as opposed to where Neptune rules. The area that Neptune rules is more about the unseen type of spirituality that's, no matter how hard we try to understand it and figure it out, there's still going to be parts of it that we don't understand. So, where Neptune is retrograding, or it's going to start to retrograde in this area on June 18th, it's going to retrograde until November 24th. This is a great time for reviewing as much spiritual information as you can. Like I said, for some of you, this might have to do with connecting, like, if you are interested in connecting with somebody, potentially you're connecting with someone who's from a cultural background that's different from yours, somebody who has a prominent heritage within this time. For others of you, if you're looking to go somewhere far away, then this is a good time to do it, potentially because Neptune's retrograding. Some of you might go to a faraway place that you've been to before. That's not going to happen for all of you. That's very specific. So, but, if you do want to go somewhere far away that you've been to before, between June 18th and November 24th is a great time to do it. On June 21st, Venus will oppose Mars, so they're on opposite ends of the heavens. You have Venus this side, Mars this side of the sky, so they're making exact opposition to each other. And, some of you might have some sort of money disagreement, so, maybe it has to do with a contract. So, the terms really, you're not, Venus is trying to reach an agreement as much as possible, but, with Mars there, it might be difficult, and the fact that they're across the sky from each other is sort of like, it might be hard to bridge the gaps, but you'll have to see how that works out for you on right around June 21st. On June 26th, Mars will begin to retrograde, and I'm going to talk about how it's going to move through the sky first, then I'll talk about what it means astrologically. But so Mars will begin to retrograde on June 26th. It'll retrograde so much that on August 12th, it'll go into it's going to go into Capricorn on August 12th. So it's retrograding. It starts out in Aquarius, which is your sector of shared resources, but then it retrogrades so much that it retrogrades into Capricorn, which is your sector of relationship, and then eventually it's going to move direct on August 27th. And eventually on September 10th, it'll move forward so much that it'll move forward back into your sector of shared resources. Now, when I talked about those signs, it doesn't mean that you're going to be with those specific signs. Those are just, I'm talking like that because different signs mean different things for different, like for you, Capricorn is your area of relationship. Aquarius is your area of shared resources. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in a relationship with a Capricorn or share your resources with an Aquarius. Those are just the parts of the sky that mean those are the categories that fit with those parts of the sky. So this suggests that there's important work to do, regarding a relationship, regarding a shared resource situation. Mars doesn't want to go forward yet because it says, hey, you need to, make this connection, or, there's something that still needs to be done within your relationship, or if you're single, you need to establish a relationship potentially with somebody, which corresponds to, what's happening with the full moon on June 28th. It's going to hit in your area of relationship. So, if you're single, I'm not guaranteeing somebody's going to come into your life for a relationship following June 28th, but they might. So, be open to possibilities. If you're coupled up, there could be a development of some sort in your relationship. Could be good, could be bad, could be both, could be either or. Thank you for watching this video, Cancer. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, share, and like. I'm on Instagram, Gregory Furlan Astrology. Thank you for watching. Have a great month. See you next time.